Okay, guys, welcome to our our monthly overview of our purchases and our sales on eBay. You guys know that we do this every single month just for authenticity, just to kind of give people a behind the scenes look at what we're doing. You've watched this whole philosophy kind of evolve since we've been doing this. This month is going to be absolutely no different at all, as it relates to an evolution. Um, You guys know that we've been focused much more on shows this year, this summer, gone to several shows, giving you a lot of footage on that. And that's really been our focus, just trying to figure that market out to the best of our ability. So we're not focused on selling on eBay as much as we have. Those of you that are part of our uh, beta of our automatic sports card profits program, you know, we're focused very heavily on the hot potato site and some other online platforms that we've been playing with and experimenting with. And the whole purpose of this channel, guys, is to show people that you can guarantee yourself profits in this market. You start by using systems, basic systems concepts, ideas that will guarantee you profit. You take those profits, you put those profits into iconic cards that will sell all day long, every day, have for years, and will continue to sell for years. And then you take those profits, and if you want to invest in Pete Crow Armstrong or some other hot and upcoming player in any market, football, basketball, if you want to go and buy a bunch of JJ McCarthy or whoever, you're doing it with your profits, and that's the whole focus of what we do. So I am going to do a recap, but this is going to be different because I am going to spend a little bit more time because I want to try to really give you a behind the scenes look at the thought processes behind what we're doing. We are making a business shift, or I would call it an addition, because one rule that's good to live by in business is always double down on what works. And those of you that follow our shows that we've been to and we've set up, you know, every show we do a review, and we always talk about how these $15 slab boxes are just doing phenomenal. Every show we sell hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars from the $15 slab boxes. And it could be consistently thousands of dollars every month. We've always had two boxes. If you've seen our show and our table set up, $15 a slab, four slabs for $50. That's what we've done. A lot of people come in and they'll buy multiple slabs from us. And what we do with these two boxes, they're only going to hold about 80 slabs each. So that's 160. And we usually would have another box of slabs. So as we start selling and the inventory starts moving out of those, we can replace them during the show. So we've recently bought two more slabs here that the show planning on doing this weekend at Richmond, Kentucky, I will have four slabs is the plan. And the plan really is to expand much further beyond that in the future, as you guys will see. But how do you make this work? Dale, how can you sell $20 slab, $15 slabs and make money? People don't understand it. But if you've watched any of our show reviews, you know that the $15 slab box has been phenomenal for us. That and doing shows in the Atlanta area or in Georgia, the Braves box that we have, Prices Mark Braves box, does extremely well. And here's what I've really understood from this past year: 90% of collectors are not hanging. It should say hanging, not hangling. They're not hanging out on social media. They're not. 90%. They attend a few shows a year. They might buy a blaster box every now and then retail at Walmart or Target or wherever. And they buy a few cards on eBay every year to add to their collection. That's 90% of the market. That's not what we see on social media. That's not what most people are talking about. But that's reality. That's reality. Most collectors, that's reality. That's where they live. And that's really our market because it's huge. Now, it's huge, and there's a lot of team collectors and player collectors in the market, more than most people will ever realize. And that's what we see. And in this market, especially, there's certain shows will really attract those type of collectors, and they're primarily, again, team collectors and player collectors. And many come to shows, and they come with the mentality, I want to add a slabbed Bryce Harper to my collection, or a slabbed Ronald Acuna to my collection, whatever their favorite player is. They're coming and they want to add a slabbed card to their collection. I've had so many people tell me that this year. I would have never thought it really, or even realized it, if we hadn't set up these $15 slab boxes. So the strategy for us is real simple. And if you have not seen this video that is on YouTube, why low cost grading makes sense for dealers and collectors, I would say it's worth reviewing to really wrap your mind around this subject, because when you say slabs, they're thinking PSA. When they think grading, they're thinking PSA. That's the mindset that most of the people in this niche have. Now, our strategy is real simple. Pay $8 to have a card graded. Buy in bulk important players, popular players, GOATs on their team. The Bryce Harper, for instance, past GOATs like Ricky Henderson, current GOATs like Ronald Acuna, Ellie De La Cruz, Pete Crow Armstrong, and so on and so forth. Buy the top player on specific teams, buy in bulk, have your target price to be $2 or less, hopefully around $1. Then take those cards, and some are worthy of sending to PSA. Because if I can send a PSA and double my money, if it's a 9, then I'm going to do that. It's hard to do that. Okay, but there are cards out there you can buy cheap, spend $20 for grading, and if it's a 9, you can sell it for 40. The problem that it's a challenge for sure, and PSA is unpredictable for sure. So what we've been doing and what our focus is going to be, we're still buying PSA slabs, as you'll see, but the focus is, if I can sell a slab for $15 and my total cost is $9, that's $6 profit per slab. And if I sell several hundred slabs at every show, then everything that we sell out of our showcase and the higher end cards that we sell, that's just all profit, because the slabs will more than pay for our table fees and all of our expenses. So that's kind of the philosophy. That's what we're kind of looking at. That's the direction we're moving in. And a lot of times people say, well, Dale, you can't have a card graded for $8. Yeah, you can. Here's just an example. We use 3 or 4 different what we call alternative grading companies. This is just one that we use. If we have to send them 100 cards at a time, and it's $8 a card, and we'll get them within 30 days, within 25 business days. And they do a phenomenal job. Phenomenal. And people say, well, Dale, I can't afford that. Well, then maybe this system is not for you, and it really is not for everybody, but it is something that you can work towards. So I'm not going to pay $800 to have 100 cards graded. You don't have to. This video might not be for you, even though we are going to cover our eBay sales. But I needed to share this concept so you'll understand why we bought what we bought this month. Well, let's get into our eBay sales, our eBay purchases. We'll do our sales on the next video. Okay, we're going to look at what we bought the 30th of August and work our way towards the 1st. So we're going to work a little bit backwards. This month will be easier, I think. First of all, we picked up 8 Ladd McConkey rookie cards. There's an orange laser prism in here for $6 delivered, less than $1 a card. Why Ladd McConkey? Well, honestly, we watched him play here in Georgia. He's got a huge following in this state and is becoming very popular. Very popular rookie last year. Uh, had a phenomenal year, really, his rookie season, and is gaining more momentum, you know, obviously on a wider scale. But here, he walks on water. So there's no doubt in my mind I can take any of these rookies, send them to an alternative grader. I've got less than $1 in the card. Send it to an alternative grader, get it slabbed, and they'll sell like hotcakes at every show we go to in this area. We're out of the Ladd McConkey cards that we did have, so I've got to get re-upped here. The next thing we bought was this King Griffey Jr. card, and it's because it said near mint. This blowing bubbles, a classic card. It's very hard to get in decent shape. Those of you that follow us every month, you know this year we probably bought and sold 20 of these Griffey cards. If they're worthy, we've been sending them to PSA, and we've made a lot of money just flipping these cards, buying the goats, as I talk about in one of the videos that's very popular on this channel. If you have not checked out this video, I highly recommend that you check this out. Inside secret to find GOAT sports cards on eBay that you can profit from. That's what that King Griffey Jr. blowing a bubble. It's a GOAT, iconic GOAT card. Iconic GOAT card. Okay, this month we also focused on Michael Harris. A lot of you think Michael Harris, Dale, he's had a terrible year. Again, Atlanta market, okay? Michael Harris was All-Star last year, Rookie of the Year, his rookie season. Phenomenal player, unbelievable defensive center fielder. Has had the first half of the year up to the All-Star game was unbearably bad, hitting 200 or below. A lot of people that had him on their fantasy teams were frustrated with him. A lot of people in the hobby frustrated with him on a national scale. People in Atlanta were frustrated with him. Terrible. During the All-Star break, he made a tweak to his batting stance. He raised his bat up. There's videos on it talking about what he did, why he did it. Since the All-Star break, the old Michael Harris is back, and he's got the highest batting average since the All-Star break of any person in the major leagues. He's been barreling the ball up, scorching it. I think next year will be his breakout year. So I had sold most of my Michael Harris, and I just needed to get some more Michael Harris. Again, the $15 slab concept, they sell like that. They will sell like that. They have sold like that for us, and we're running very low. So I wanted to get some more Michael Harris cards in here, not really for this year, but for next year, and just wanted to go ahead and pick some up, and I'll pick more up throughout the winter. But I picked up this autograph just for my own PC. You'll see more Michael Harris. Then we ended up buying 6 slabs for $49. That's a little bit more than $8 a slab, a little bit more than what I would have to pay for grading. And I'm not sure, but I think these were all PSA. Yeah, all PSA slabs. And again, David Robinson, Steve Kerr, Scottie Pippen, Elijah Wan. I'll do that all day long. $8 a slab. They're all going to, when they come here, they'll go immediately into the slab box. So that's why I did that. again, I'm trying to give you guys some more detail because I know a lot of you have been following me very close, what we do, why we do it, how we do it. I'm getting a lot of questions. So I thought this month, instead of just going through the sales and purchases real quick, kind of explain the reasoning behind what we do. There's not a car that we buy that we don't know how we're going to sell before we ever buy it. Joe Burris, $15 slab box. Picked up how many was there? 10 cards, a little bit over $1 card. 1999 Upper Deck Baseball. Those of you that saw this video, we did a review of the Gainesville, Georgia show that we did, that we went to, we attended. You saw I picked up a 89 Upper Deck complete set at that show, and I am buying them. That was probably the second or third that I bought, and I bought several more since then on eBay. Here's why. Something's going on. That PSA 10 Griffey Jr. Upper Deck this past month had a high sale in the history of that card. It hit $5,000. 5,000 for 10. And a 10 is tough. I probably have sent 40 or 50 of those cards in. And we've got several nines, but most of the time there's sevens, eights, sometimes sixes. That card is a hard, tough grade. But why is the 10 selling for 5,000 and the 9 at the top of the market right now is 300? 9s are 300. The 10s 4 to 5,000. I would say 4,500 to 5,000 right now. It hit the $5,000 mark this month. Why is the 9 not moving? Common sense tells me that at some point the 9 has to move. And if the 9 moves, then the 8s will move and the 7s will move. So I am just trying to look down the road a little bit, trying to get ahead of it a little bit. So I'm picking up as many of these as I can. My buy price is $90 or below right now. I prefer to find factory sealed if possible. But a lot of times on eBay, they'll show you the set and then they'll show you the Griffey so you can look at it and see that it's not terribly off-centered and kind of get an idea of what you're getting. A lot of times I know they're not a 10. Most have no chance of being a 10. Usually have no chance of being a 9, but we're hoping for 8s. But the last PSA order we got back, and we were hoping this one that we sent was an 8. It came back a 9. So who knows? Sometimes that's the way it happens, but we're really focused on these 89 upper decks, as you'll see as we go through this. So I just wanted to give you, again, a little bit behind the scenes about our thought process and why we're doing what we're doing. So I picked this up and it gave us a good view of the Griffey card here. There was a close-up in the ad. Felt fine with it. My buy price, $90 or below. And that's shipped to us. We got it shipped for $86.74. Next is Hurston Waldrop. This is a refractor on the Braves. This kid has pitched, I think, in 5 games and is just doing phenomenal. His ERA is less than 2. He looks unhittable, really. He's a Georgia kid, which means in this market, he's going to be very popular. Most Braves fans couldn't tell you yet who he is, even though he's pitched in 5 games. But I mean, the real Braves fans know, but the casual Brave fans, casual collectors don't know who he is yet, but I think they're going to. He was up for a little while, went back. When he went back, Murphy, who's the catcher of the Braves, was doing a rehab stint in AAA, and he helped him work on a couple pitches, helped him work on the delivery of his pitch, and he's got a change up that just the bottom drops out. So he's looked really, really good. I wanted to get ahead of this market here a little bit. So that's why I'm picking up some of his cards. Here you see another, picked up a couple more. Here's another Mojo Refractor rookie card we picked up. And again, if these are gradable, we'll send them to PSA. At least this refractor will. Some we may send, if they're just the regular Bowman, we'll send it to an alternative grader. Okay, back on Ladd McConkey. I've already talked about why we're buying him. And it's exact same thing. Concept goes for Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers is a heck of a football player. He was phenomenal in Georgia. He's doing great in the NFL. A lot of popularity, so we're picking him up because we've sold most of what we had. More Brock Bowers, buying them less than $2. These about $1.50 each, but he's in his Georgia uniform, which will go great in this market. Again, we'll send these probably to alternative graders. We might put some back for PSA as, time goes on. This card, I believe his cards are going to continue to go up because I think he's going to have a long NFL career. Brock Bowers again. Brock Bowers, we just sold this one in a PSA 9 at the last show we did for $35. So we picked it up for $2.64. It was in near mint condition. We may send it to PSA. We may send it to an alternative grade or one or the other. Then Michael Jordan, because Michael Jordan, picked the two up for $8 each. Picked this one up for $5.11. Just because we're selling Michael Jordans and we need more. This is going to go directly to our $8 slab box. $16.90, our $8 slab box, or $15 slab box. We picked these two up for about $8.50 each. Larry Bird, PSA 8s. But it's Larry Bird, $15 slab box. They won't last long. More Michael Harris for the reasons already stated. Then we picked up Sal Stewart, the hottest prospect in the Reds organization. I was expecting him to be called up soon. He was actually called up yesterday. So we're just trying to get a little bit ahead of this market. I wanted to have some of these cards to take to the show that I'm doing in Kentucky because Kentucky, Lexington's only an hour from Cincinnati, and everybody in Kentucky, the majority of people are Reds fans. So I just wanted to have some for that show. Cooper Flag, just because I wanted some exposure. I haven't done anything with this guy. It's hard for me as a Kentucky fan to even think about putting much money into anything that even sounds like Duke. But, profit's profit. This, because there's a lot of Hall of Fame players in this set, Nolan Ryan, Ricky Henderson, a lot of icons like Mark McGuire, Will Clark, Jose Canseco, and so on and so forth. And these cards are beautiful. They're great looking cards. They look great in the slab. So again, I'm thinking $15 slab box. Okay, that's got us up to the 22nd, which is actually my daughter's birthday. And let's continue here. Also, I picked up this Willie Mays. The reason I did, if you look at this card, it's in excellent condition. And when you look at it and you look at the corners, and they're not frayed. I mean, they're not sharp, but they're not bent over like you see sometimes in these older 1968 cards. It's not terrible. The centering is not perfect, but it's not terrible. It's not PSA, it's not great, but I've seen them a lot worse. I've seen on these 68s where you can't even hardly see the wood border on one side. So the back didn't look bad. And I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, I think, this has a shot at a PSA 3 because I've seen most PSA 3s look a heck of a lot worse than this. But at the very least, I'm thinking this is going to be a PSA 2. I need more older cards in my showcase because we've sold some Willie Mays. We've sold some older cards. I need to get some more vintage cards for our showcase. So that's really why I picked this up. And when I do my research on market movers, if you're serious and you're not a market movers member, I really cannot recommend it high enough. I really can't. And the link is in the description of this video. But anyway, when we go to market movers, you can see the last PSA sold for $80. $80 for the last PSA 2. If this is a 3, which it could be, we're going to do fine on that. $80. It's going to cost me 20 to have it graded, so I'm looking at 67. But I don't mind hanging on to this card forever. I don't care how long it takes to sell. So I want something vintage. I need more vintage in my showcase. I'm not going to make a lot of money, but if it comes back at 3, I can make more. Maybe at a 3, it'll probably go around 100. But even if I can sell it at 80, if I got 67 into it, I'm not thrilled about that. But I am thrilled to have this phenomenal, my favorite Willie Mays card, because I remember pulling it from a pack when I was a kid. So I'm glad to have that card in my showcase. So that was the thought process behind Willie. I just realized that I forgot to share this chart with you, so let me back up and share this with you real quickly. This again is from Market Movers, but you can see this we've bought and sold this so many times this year, and all of a sudden the prices just started going up for whatever reason. The beginning of the year, a PSA, what is this? PSA 8, I think. Yeah, it's for PSA 8. Earlier in the year, the PSA 8s were going for about 20, $25 or so. And now the last one sold for 63. So we bought that card, the last one we bought, and these are hard to find. I look every week and they're just hard to find in decent shape. But we picked that one up for $25. It said near mint to mint in the description. It looked good to me. I think it can be an 8, maybe a 9, but I think it could be an 8. And at 8, $63 on a $25 investment. And again, I forgot to show you the numbers behind this card earlier, so I wanted to catch up and share that with you. We also picked up 10 Tom Glavine rookie cards for $6, 60 cents a piece. This is a dividend play. Those of you, when I say dividend play, I think most of you that watch this regularly know what I'm talking about. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, I highly recommend you check out this video. It's one of the most watched on our channel. We only dropped it, 2 months ago. We're almost at 6,000 views on this particular video now. When I say monthly dividend, this will explain the whole concept. Those of you that know exactly what I'm talking about are actually implementing it yourself. I'm not going to waste any more time, but I don't want people to miss this because this is another real important concept behind what we're doing. So Tom Glavine's been a monthly dividend play for us. We sell 4, 5, 6 a month, and we ran out. And I was looking for a higher number, but I bought these 10 to get us through another month or so, and I'm looking for large lots of this card. But it's to continue that monthly dividend coming in, because I think we initially had 50 of those cards and they're gone. More Michael Harris I've already talked about. More Michael Harris. This was really good. I picked up 73 Michael Harris rookie cards, including, some parallels and inserts and colored cards. 73 cards for, let's say, $30. It's less than 50 cents a card. All 6 of these have already went off to PSA with a few others from this purchase. Thrilled about that. Here's somebody that was probably all in on Michael Harris. Probably doesn't watch him every day before the All-Star break. Get rid of these. He's a bust. A lot of people thought that, and that's what I assume happened here. Maybe, I don't know, but that's what I'm assuming, because to be able to pick these up at less than 50 cents, I was beyond thrilled about that. More Michael Harris. I love this card. It's at PSA right now. Here's a number to 125. Picked it up for less than $10. It's at PSA. This one's at PSA. Blue refractor, number 50 of 150. Just thrilled with these. This is to set up a dividend play with the Ron Gant Topps Traded card. And then that's the majority of these if we look here. I clicked on the wrong thing, I think. See, all of these are all the same. So we list them once, sell them over and over and over. And then these will all, you can see that's the same card. So we got a few other extras here that will go in our Braves Prices Mark box, or that's what we'll do with these. But the majority of these, we're setting up a dividend play with that particular card. We don't have that one. We do have the 88 Donruss rookie of Ron Gant as a dividend play right now, but we're just adding these as a dividend play. Okay, the same applies for this Greg Jeffries lot that we bought. You can see all these Jeffries cards here. Again, setting up a dividend system with Greg Jeffries cards. The rest will go in probably dollar boxes or whatever. Some may sell on eBay. I'm just shocked that Greg Jeffries cards sell as well as they do, but they do. They sell. So that was the thought process there with Greg Jeffries. Let's continue here. Then same concept here. We bought 50 Ellis Burks rookie cards. Star player for the Boston Red Sox. Again, setting that up as a dividend program, dividend system. We got 50 cards for less than 10 cents a card. And this all came, we bought all these together from the same vendor, the same seller on eBay. So we combine our shipping. And if you've watched the dividend program, you understand what I'm saying and why that makes sense to try to do it that way. Bought a couple more Cooper Flag cards. Bo Jackson card. If you saw the show we did in Dalton, Georgia, you know why. That card sells great for us. It shows. It's just an iconic card. It's one of those iconic cards that will sell. They just sell. And again, if you're not familiar with what I'm saying when I say iconic card, we have a video here on our YouTube channel talking about how we buy, grade, and flip iconic cards and make 25% on our money real quickly as one of the systems that we implement. And that Bo Jackson card is a great example of an iconic card. Sal Stewart, same reasons mentioned earlier. Ellie, because we're always buying Ellie. You guys know that's one of my number one PCs. I'm very high on Ellie. This was a yellow to 275, which is at PSA as we speak. Another Sal Stewart. Otani, because Otani cards were running out. We got 5 here. These 2 are, I think, Japan issues. A couple of those we sent to PSA. There's another 89 Upper Deck delivered to us, 7616, so that our $90 buy price, 90 or less. You're going to see me buying more and more of these guys as time goes on here throughout the winter until we figure out what the heck's going to happen with the eights and nines of that Griffey card. Acuna, because it's Acuna and we're in the Atlanta market, as we talk about, whoever's a superstar in your market, you cannot have enough of their cards. And this was just actually numbered to 699, 52 of 699, celebrating he's holding up the base here. You can hardly tell, but that historic season a couple years ago. Here's the same card, only this is the chrome refractor. This card, because it stops people in their tracks. It shows we have this, the original plus the dark blackout in two cards together in the frame. Because it stops people in their tracks, it shows the last show we were at. The guy directly across from us had several of them in his case, and I walked over there because I saw people walking by and they would just stop and stare in his case. And I was trying to figure out what they were staring at, and I walked over and he had a whole 5 or 6 or 7 of these cards in the bottom of his showcase. Very smart. So I wanted to pick up another dual frame of these. We actually buy the frames, then we buy the cards and put them together. It's a showstopper for us. Every show, we've had a couple this year set up like that. They sell quickly. But the price on these are starting to go up a little bit as well. Then I found this gentleman, I think I talked about this in another video this month. This was about the middle of the month. This guy was in New York and was obviously getting out of cards, getting rid of his old collection. And I bought all these from him, which was 86 Donruss factory set. That's got your Jose Canseco, which we were very fortunate. That card was beautiful. It's at PSA right now. And then we bought the 86 rookies, the rookie set from 86 as well. I think that's 86. Is it? Yeah, 86. It's got Bo Jackson, Will Clark, several just great cards that are, a couple of them are at PSA and a couple of them are at alternative graders. Then we got the 86 Topps Traded, which again, Barry Bonds, Will Clark, Bo Jackson. We do extremely well with these cards right here. These Topps, 86 Topps Traded sets, we break those down. We've got some of the cards we were able to get to PSA. Some went to alternative graders, but we know, we've got those all processed. Make real good returns with these because like Jim Leland is in here, the manager of the Pirates. Pirates fans want the Jim Leland card because it was in the Topps Traded. You couldn't pull it from a pack. The only way you can get that card or any of the cards in these rookies, the rookies or the traded sets, is through breaking down these sets themselves. So all the cards here are so good. Every player from every team. And then the 87 Fleer factory set. We love that to break down this set. A lot of great rookies, Hall of Famers. And this is the glossy cards, the Fleer glossy cards that only came in this 10 set, the 10 box factory set. So we like this. We like to break this down as well. Those of you that, again, are part of our automatic sports card profits, you've seen us break down all these sets and what we actually do with them. Acuna, great selling card here in the local market. So that takes us to August 18th. We're working backwards here. 15th. Mother's Cookies, Griffey and Griffey. I just bought that for my personal collection. King Griffey Sr., part of the Big Red Machine, and King Griffey Jr. needs no introduction. And this, I messed up here, and you'll mess up sometimes. And when you do, just go in and ask for a refund and give an explanation as quick as you can. I was actually searching, I was trying to buy a case of 1990 score, and that was the search. And it was late at night like it is now. And I just wasn't paying attention. I ended up buying a case of 88s, which I did not want. I wanted the 1990 with the Griffey Jr. and, of course, the bow card in it. I think that's 90. It might be 89 now that I think about it. But it was not the 88. Then I bought 95 Score Pinnacle Series 1. Just beautiful cards. A lot of Hall of Famers. Again, thinking in the back of my mind, multiple $15 slab cards here. Then I bought this Bowman blaster box. I'm probably going to open cards during basketball season like I did last year. People have been asking me, so I'm planning on doing that. I haven't touched this. I have received it, but I'm starting to buy a few blaster boxes and just things that I can open during basketball season if I decide to go that route. Also picked up this LA Sky Blue number to $4.99. James Wood, I bought one. Then I picked up this Paul Skeens because I got it at a good price. I think the last PSA 10 on this card had sold for like 80, and it was just a good price. It was ending at a weird time in the middle of the night, and we were able to pick that up. I'm going to spend a couple minutes here because I think I've messed up. Pete Crow Armstrong. I bought these early in the month, August 9th. You can see in the 5th. I bought this autographed Bowman draft, which is selling for as high as $300 at the time. And then I bought 100 of his rookie card, about $2 each. I'd watched the kid play probably 2, maybe 3 times, and just passionate. Prior to the All-Star break, they were talking about, he's going to have a chance for MVP this year. When he comes up to plate in Chicago, the fans are screaming MVP. So I was thinking about, there's a few people that I am heavy in that I'm looking, what's that card going to be worth 4, 5, 6 years down the road? Ellie, obviously, Bobby Witt, and there's a few others. And I was thinking about, do I need to go heavy in with Pete Crow Armstrong? And watching him play a couple times, it's like this kid is just fiery. Now, since that time, I've probably seen 5 or maybe 6 more games with him because they played the Reds, they played the Braves this month, and I'm paying a lot of attention because I want to know, do they have that? I call it X Factor. I've come to the conclusion, I'm sure Chicago fans are going to just give me heck about this, but because we saw him play the Cubs here in Atlanta live, there's Chicago fans everywhere. They're great fans. I'm not convinced he's not a spoiled brat crybaby. I'm not convinced that he's not a spoiled brat crybaby. So I may have mistaken that spoiled brat crybaby mentality for X factor, determination, going to win, expect to win. But I see him like arguing with the umpires over balls and strikes and giving them weird looks at a level that I'm uncomfortable with, honestly. As far as putting a lot of money into him being one of the key players that I'm really focused in on. So I may have made a mistake, uh, but I didn't get too deep. I started down this road, and then the more I watched, the more I just started to have doubts. So if I'm wrong, let me know I'm wrong, because I appreciate, granted, I'm not watching him every day, and I might have caught him during a bad stretch of time. And I know he was rolling before All-Star break, and it's fallen off tremendously since All-Star break. But that was my thought process, and I did want to explain that because you guys have heard me talk about like Ronald Acuna. There's just certain players, Bobby Witt for sure, Ellie, absolutely. I want to know, do they have that extra dose, and I call it X factor, just will not be denied. They're going to win. They're going to play the game right. They're going to do the work they need to do to become as good as they can become. I told you guys when I met Ellie at the card show this earlier this year, and I had one question. I said, got one question for you. Are you going to be a Hall of Famer? He said, yes, sir, absolutely, sir, without hesitation. And again, I've already talked about that on another video, so I'm not going to get into psychologically what I think that really meant. Okay, continue on. Jackson Holiday. Uh, I'm not heavy enough on him. I want some of his cards. I think the kid's got a lot of talent. He's had a better year this year. I like his discipline at the plate. I like his eye. He's a great fielder. So he's somebody I'm looking heavily at. I'll tell you somebody else, Bo Bichette. Also looking at him. You'll see probably this coming month, you'll probably see me buying Bo Bichette cards. I bought 50 Barry Bonds cards with the $15 slab box in mind. Eric Davis, a unique Eric Davis card. This is from Fleer Exciting Stars. There's a little box set. It came out in 1988 because these cards will sell. They just sell like crazy in the Reds dollar box. Chris Sale, just because it's Chris Sale, I think he's one of the most underrated pitchers in the market. So I pick up his cards from time to time. Plus, he's a Brave right now and very popular in this market. Archie Manning. I picked up 17 Archie Manning cards for $5.97. So what is that? That's less than 50 cents a card? Why? Because I think Arch Manning, it has the potential to be very popular all over the country. And if that happens, then his grandfather's cards are going to gain some popularity as well. I got these are from 81 through 83. I think we ended up sending 3 to PSA. The others I'm just hanging on to for down the road. Picked up 14 Boomer Esiason rookie cards for $4. It's less than 50 cents a card. Iconic quarterback in Cincinnati, the market that we work in some. It's Kentucky, Cincinnati. Very popular there. It's been on TV, network TV, doing the pregame stuff for years. And it's an easy sell for us. I can take this card, put it in a $15 slab, and it'll sell like that. Eric Davis, for the same reasons we've already mentioned. This card does extremely well. This is a beautiful card. This Ronald Acuna blue speckle from Heritage is just a really good looking card. And we will sell all we have for $10 to $14 at every show we go to in this market. It's just a popular card. It does really well for us. So I pick those up anytime I can. Michael Jordan, I think I did a whole video on this, so I'm not going to get into the thought process behind this. but this is a moneymaker for us. Those of you that are part of our automatic sports car profits, I break all this down for you in the members area. James Wood, jury's still out on him, but I don't have, since I don't buy a lot of wax, I don't have a lot of James Wood singles. All the physical talent in the world, how much X factor he has is debatable. But I still felt like I needed to pick up a few of his cards. Roman Anthony, same thought process here. I bought these through the same dealer, so I got a discount on shipping, and I wanted to get more exposed to Roman Anthony. I like him a whole lot, and just trying to pay more attention when the Red Sox are playing. I know he's been hurt, but I like the kid a lot from what I've seen. Not so much on James Wood. Yes, James Wood's a big man, and he can hit a ball. He can crush it. But I'm just not sure how much X factor's there. Ronald Acuna Father's Day, because this is just an easy $10 sale. I can buy it for $7. I know it'll be gone at our next show for $10. That's why. It's just a cool card. The patch doesn't mean anything, but it looks good. And the Father's Day, relic, it just does well for us. And I'm starting to pay more attention to this guy. Starting to read as much as I can, follow him a little bit. Young kid, Jesus Mate. A lot of people are expecting a lot of good things from him. Jordan card, just because I picked it up for $5.30 delivered to me. Put that in a $15 slab. It'll go quickly at a show. Ronald Acuna, I've sold these, and I wish I hadn't sold them. I wish I'd kind of hung on to a few. So I'm buying a few just for future to hang on to. I have no rush in selling them. I'm just hanging on to them. And I've kind of replaced it with this card, because this is a good looking card too. This one I can get, I've sold for $40. This one I can sell for $5, but I'll sell more of these at a show than I will this one. And this is a really good looking card. And I bought 2 more there, same reason I just talked about. And then this was a phenomenal buy. I got 130 cards, Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray. I've got the Kyler Murrays that I'm selling in lots right now. We've already sold 1 lot. I got Jalen Hurts and Lamar Jackson. Some of those went to PSA. Some of them are alternative graders. Nice looking clean cards. Really good buy here. 130 cards for less than 50 cents a piece. King Griffey Sr., part of the Big Red Machine. 20 cards for less than 50 cents a piece. This is from 78, I think. And maybe 80. Yeah, 78 and 80. So with these 80 cards, I'm just setting up a small, I got 19 from 1980 that I'm setting up a dividend program with, a dividend method. Luke Kershaw, just because I like him. The jury's still out, but initially I feel like this kid's haven't seen him play enough, but I like his determination. I like the way he plays the game the right way, a lot of hustle. So that's why I picked these up. Oh, I'm all the way back to July. Sorry, guys. You probably already saw me talk about all this last month. I'm out of August. That went quick. Okay, guys, that's our buys. On the next video, we'll do what we sold and talk about the psychology behind what we sold, why we sold it, how we sold it, where we picked it up, if we remember, and give you some more insights on our sales for August of this year. So we hope you enjoyed, as always, your comments and feedback. I appreciate it. And thanks for watching. I'll talk to you on the next video where we'll take a look at the cards that we sold on eBay for August.